Hi all! Let's jump into a demo of one of the key features of AG2's 0.6 release, Enhanced Swarms. If you're not familiar with the AG2 swarm, check out our earlier video which introduces you to this conversation pattern. In this demo, we'll cover 3 new swarm features: updating an agent state, conditional handoffs, and nested chats. This is our customer service swarm workflow. We have 3 swarm agents: our customer, 2 agents for our nested chat, functions for our agents, and some mock databases for users and orders. Importantly, we also have context variables. These play a pivotal role in controlling the flow of our swarm. We want the customer to be authenticated before they can inquire about their orders. Once authenticated, they can get their order details provided by the nested chat. Our transitions are highlighted with the arrows, and the diamonds represent conditional transitions. These are only available when certain context values are true. When the user isn't logged in, some of the transitions aren't available, and this ensures that we don't flow to the order management agent while they're not logged in. Once logged in, we have updated context variables and can no longer transition to the authentication agent, ensuring our conversations stay with our triage or order management agents. Once we have an order, we can open up the transition to the order management agent as well as the nested chat for getting the order details. Finally, to help the LLM understand the state of the workflow, we include the value of key context variables in the agent's system message. And this is updated just before it goes to the LLM, ensuring it's up to date. This helps to reduce the chance of the LLM making a decision that doesn't align with the workflow and transitions available. Let's jump into the code. You'll find this notebook on the AG2 website. We start by having AG2 installed, and you can do that with pip install AG2. We then set our LLM configuration, and we'll be using OpenAI's GPT-4o for this demo. Here are our imports, and the all-important context variables. We have 3 sets of variables as shown in the diagrams that help us control the flow and to include key details in the agent's system prompts. For demo purposes, we have 2 mock databases, one for our users and one for our orders. You'll notice here that the Mark user has 2 orders and Kevin has 1 order. We'll attach functions to our agents. Here are functions for checking if an order ID is valid. This uses the username in the context variables to ensure we are only looking at the customer's orders. Here we store the order ID in the context variables, as well as storing a boolean indicating that we have the order ID. Finally, we log a user in by their username. For our agents, we have our customer as a user proxy agent, and then we have our triage agent, and you'll see in their system prompt that we will inject 3 context variables to help them understand the customer and workflow state. On the order triage agent, we use the update agent state before reply to update the system message each time they need to reply. We also attach order functions to them. Here's our authentication agent, which has a function to log in the customer, and the order management agent that has a dynamic system message as well and a couple of order functions. Here is our nested chat. As mentioned, this chat will use the current order ID, retrieve the order details from the database using the order retrieval agent, and then pass that to the order summarizer agent to return a formatted order sheet. The nested chat involves a chat with each agent, and that creates our chat queue. Here are our handoffs, and you see that each on condition can now take an available string. The string represents a key in the context variables, and if used, these transitions will only be available when the value for that key is true. You can also use a function that returns a boolean. So here we have 3 conditional handoffs based around whether they need to log in or they are already logged in. And for the order management agent, again, we use conditional handoffs based on whether there's an order ID being discussed or the user needs to log in. Let's run it. We can see the order triage agent has automatically directed the flow to the authentication agent because it knows that they aren't logged in through their system message, and we have only 1 transition available. We'll enter an invalid username, Barry. And we can see that the authentication has failed, so we'll enter the name Mark. And we're logged in, and at this stage the triage agent knows we're logged in, but there's no order ID, so they ask for it. We'll enter Kevin's order ID to see if we can inquire about his order. And we can see that that has come back as invalid, which means the check order correctly used the username in context to ensure access to the right orders. So let's put in one of our orders. As soon as we put our order in, it is validated and stored in context. Then the order management agent transitions to the nested chat to get the summary for the order. And now we can do that for another order, and it will follow the same process. And we're all done. Thanks to the community and contributors that made this release happen.